What is up, big fans of the NFL, and of course yours truly, Mickey G. I am your resident NFL expert, and well, a little bit ago I was in the middle of editing a different video when suddenly I received a notification. The Los Angeles Rams have finally revealed their new uniforms, and that means that all 7 teams who said they were going to have new uniforms this upcoming season have done so. That is correct. We have the Falcons, the Colts, Patriots, Browns, Rams, Buccaneers, and Chargers. So those are 7 teams that have revealed their uniforms, and today I'm going to go through and I'm going to rank them and what I think the best ones are compared to the worst ones, and who needs to just get new ones the next chance they have. And I feel like for the most part it won't be too big of a surprise, especially for our first entry. Coming in at number 7, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Atlanta Falcons decided, hey, so there's uniforms that everybody wants. Okay, they want their old ones, the all black kind of thing, the just simple. Okay, and instead they decided, let's do the exact opposite. Let's find the most futuristic, I guess, I don't know, weirdly color schemed and just not good that we can possibly do. And that's exactly what they did, okay? Especially with their red uniforms, which are absolutely disappointing. Because the problem with them is since they are a gradient, where the red fades into the black, they will only look anywhere near good with the black pants. And that's disappointing. So we should never see red and white, because that will not look good. Unless you tuck in all of the gradient, which you can't do. So it's just a terrible decision made, and the ATL on the front is just not good either. It doesn't look good at all. The only good uniforms that they revealed that were new are their throwback uniforms. Surprise, because those are the ones that people liked. Falcons, you need to go back to the drawing board, okay? You may be saying rise up, but I think you need to rise up and go change what you just did, because that was terrible. Completely disappointed. You're in last place, okay? Coming in at number 6, we have the Colts. Now, the Colts necessarily didn't do anything bad. I actually like the changes that they made. I think they're cool little things here to show their how they're proud of being Indiana, as opposed to when they used to be in Baltimore. So I think this is a pretty cool stuff that they did. But considering that they're not real changes, it's not a completely new uniform. They just changed how the numbers looked. And they added a couple little tiny things. But besides that, it's not really important at all. It was just kind of a thing that they've been wanting to do, I feel like, and they just didn't have the chance. Because if the Colts had changed their uniforms besides this, that would be a terrible mistake. So, I mean, the stuff that they did change, I think I like. I think it's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I like what they did. And they didn't do anything special, so that's why they're kind of in this spot. Because for the most part, these teams did a good job with their uniform changes. Next is the Patriots. Now, the Patriots, instead of getting new uniforms, all they really did is they just changed their alternate uniforms to their main uniforms. That's basically all they did here. They just changed it up a little bit. They knew that Tom was leaving, so they're like, well, we got to have something to stay relevant, and so this is what they planned on doing, and it wasn't a terrible decision. I mean, I like these uniforms. These are cool uniforms, and they're not anything special. They're not anything necessarily new, so they're not anything to get excited about. They just kind of exist, and now we have them, and that's why they're at the number 5 spot. At number 4, we have the Browns. Now, they're ahead of the Patriots because they went back old school. This is another team where people are like, whatever they've been doing that's new, we don't like it. Okay, go back old school. They still kept their color rush as well, which are nice, and I like those. But they went back and they had the nice. I love all the stripes. Okay, if you watch my video where I went through Madden 08 and I made new uniforms for every team, all of them have a lot more stripes. Okay, especially on the socks, on the pants, things like that. So I really, really, really like what they did with these ones. They went back to old school. They changed up a couple things. They're not a drastic change, but they do look a lot better than the ones that they've had previously. So I like these. I like these a lot. I think they were a definite good decision. That's why they're at number 4. So here we are into the top 3. The Rams, new uniforms, I believe, are the 3rd best. Okay, now the decision to use number 20, Jalen Ramsey, I don't know, interesting decision. But these are good uniforms, I think. Everyone wanted them to have the blue and gold and they did the more futuristic look way better than the Falcons did, in my opinion. Okay, they have the change in the Rams horn, which people are like, that's going to be dumb. I don't think it looks too bad, and they didn't do this different colors in the Rams horn, which I think was a great decision that was made. They also had gradient on the numbers instead of on the actual jersey, which I think actually looks pretty good. And I also like on the away jerseys the all blue numbers that are really thick, and they think they look very nice on the uniforms. And also that it's not really white, it's like an off-white, like bone or something like that. So I think that's pretty cool as well. I really like these uniforms, and I like how just together they are. They're almost like Color Rush uniforms without being Color Rush uniforms, which I think is actually pretty cool. So that's what I kind of like about these. And so that's why they're at the number 3 spot. Now here at number 2, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now they did a similar thing where they went back, not to the Rams, to the previous teams, like the Browns and the Falcons should have. They went back to an Oregon uniform that they had before. They switched up things. I think it was maybe like 2015, and they had a new set of uniforms that were big, crazy, and stuff, and no one really liked them. Okay, they weren't a big hit, and they were mistaken. They realized this, and so when they had the chance, they reset them back here in 2020. So here we are, and they're good. A lot of people may have wanted the creamsicle uniforms, but that's just not who the Buccaneers are anymore. I would have liked maybe to have maybe a 4th combination where they had those as something they could do, but considering that they can't do the whole helmet change thing yet because the NFL is stupid, this is what they have so far. But I will assume, and if a couple years, if it is true, the rumors that I've heard, that they're going to be able to have 2 helmets, then I would expect a lot more throwbacks. And I think it's a great idea for the NFL to do that because everybody loves when people wear throwback uniforms. It's one of their favorite things. So to not have that be an option, I think is kind of dumb. And so I'd expect them to do that here in the next couple of years. But I do like these. They went back. They went simple. And I like the all pewter. They look really nice. And I love the red jerseys as well. And the white, is just nice and clean. So I think it's a pretty cool stuff that they did. And I really like these, and that's why they're at the number 2 spot. But at number 1, obviously you figured it out by this point because they're the only ones that are left, is the Chargers. The Chargers went to the baby blue, and that's something that they've been kind of moving towards for a while now, but they could never really officially do it until now. I also like the numbers on the helmet, okay? It's an old school type thing, so they're not going entirely new school like, say, the Rams. They're bringing back that old school feel as well, which is really cool, and I like to see that. So they have the numbers on the helmets, okay? They have a different outline. They have a baby blue outline instead of, the darker blue around the lightning bolt, which it looks good. I think that all of their uniform combinations, they fit really well. And then I also like the color rush of the Royal. And I really, 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 really like the dark navy blue color rush style. With the different helmets, too. With having the navy be the inside and the gold being the outside of the lightning bolt. I think that looks really cool. I really, really, really like those uniforms. I think they just look super clean, super dope. Big fan of them. And that's probably why I'm so excited for the Chargers this year, is because I really, really liked their new uniforms. Okay? If there was, I wish in Madden 08 they had more options for me to do with the uniforms, because there might have been a couple teams that did have helmets on the uniforms, on their helmets. Helmets on the uniforms. Obviously, there's helmets on the uniforms. Numbers on their helmets, excuse me. And I think that's a really cool thing that they did, and I actually like it a lot. So I think that's a great plan for them. It looks really cool, and that's why they're the number 1 team, in my opinion, for the 2020 new uniforms in the NFL. So, anyways, those are my opinions. If you completely and entirely disagree, please let me know down in the comments below. If you like them and you do agree with me, also let me know down in the comments below. But also like the video if you liked it. Kind of makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. And as always, adios.
6,700.